welcome to Natasha Cadman Photography. Today I wanted to talk about branding photography and possible locations that you could have for your client and where you could shoot them. So the obvious one I always think is, well, this is personal branding. So a lot of times you've got, I work with particularly women, and a lot of the women work out of their house, out of their home. That's where kind of like their offices are. They might be in a bedroom office, or you're working from the kitchen table. We do a lot of our work from our own space. That may or may not be the best place to shoot for your branding shoot. So I just thought I'd run through a list today of possible places where you could have shoots, because sometimes your brain can just like fall flat when people say, oh, so where should we have our shoot? And it's like, I don't know. What do you think? So this is a really good quick way of being able to give them a few options of where they could do their shoot. So the first one is home. So a lot of times, I feel like as business owners, we feel obliged to shoot in our home because that's where we work from. And if you do have a setting at home that represents your brand, then absolutely go for it. If it's a space that's workable and nice and light and bright, or again reflects your particular brand, then go for it, because you'll be able to get so much material there. But if you're thinking about shooting from home, you think, oh, does this space work? Here are a few questions. So does your home represent you and your business? If it doesn't, if you're trying to get a high standard clientele coming in and you're sat in a space that just doesn't represent that, there is nothing wrong with obviously working from the transition yourself, but equally it needs to be quite aspirational for the clients that you're trying to get in. You want to portray the environment to the clients that you want to attract. So it's where you call home, but is it the same style as your brand? Even if it is, do you have to put a ton of effort into getting your space shoot ready? I've done shoots at my home. I've done quite a few shoots at my home. I've got 2 young boys at home, and during the time it took a lot of effort for me pre-shoot to get the house clean, especially whilst people are in it. That's a really hard job. So I've decided now that actually that's not the environment I want to shoot in, because the effort it takes me and the time to get the house ready for a shoot, it can be quite stressful. So I no longer want to put that on myself. So that's something to think about for yourself. That may or may not be an issue for you. If you've got more time and more flexibility to do that, or you think actually I'm not bothered about that, that's fine, I can put the effort in, fine. That's something to think about. Another thing to think about when you're shooting at home is, what kind of light do you have at home? So we may love our houses, but is there enough light coming in to make your shoot work? If you want kind of light, bright images, does your home space give you an environment that can make that happen? Even sometimes when the spaces are quite light, it can be light on different days, it can be very difficult. So that's one thing to look at. Think about the space where you want to shoot at home and watch it during different times of the day and think about, okay, would that work for me for my shoot? So outside of the home, there's lots of other places we can shoot as well. Cafes. Who does not love a gorgeous looking cafe with good coffee to boot? Yeah. And they can really offer your brand so many great options to inject like a lifestyle feel, add a bit of personality. It gives it more of there's a kind of like social edge sometimes, rather than just being in home. Obviously you have to get permission sometimes, or at least purchase things from cafe owners. Then 9 times out of 10 they'll be quite happy to let you sit there and take a few pictures. Maybe even see if your photographer can give them a couple of images in exchange for working there. Restaurants and hotels are another amazing option. They sit in the same camp as cafes, but you're probably going to be elevating the vibe slightly. Hotels really often have beautiful welcome areas with huge walls and feature artwork, and they've got a real vibe to them when you come in. So they'll offer a lot of scope to shoot. And restaurants also give you an edge because you're going to have really stylish furniture, good light, and again they've got there's a vibrant environment they're really trying to portray. So restaurants and hotels are another great option. if you kind of do want, if you think, no, I've got a really specific space in mind, then go to Airbnb. Airbnb is, you can hire them for a night or a day, and you can even treat yourself afterwards to a sleepover. Make it a bit fun, So you've got the whole bonus, from the whole place to yourself, and the peace of mind that you are walking into a clean, fully cleaned, ready to go house, and you get to choose from a ridiculous amount of spaces. So you can go big, you can go small, you can go loft, you can go apartment, you can go country house, house to pool, Victorian house, a cottage, all sorts of stuff. So the options are endless with that one. They may cost more, but then it depends what you want to bring into your brand new shoot. Studios are another great choice. The only downfall sometimes can be the higher charge, but I do know one at a reasonable price. It's a Lightspace studio based in Leeds. They're really great, and they've got a lot of options for different things. It depends on what you want for your branding shoot. A lot of studios sometimes just have the white background. Do you want a space that you can actually bulk up and get a lot of different material from? But then the canvas is generally blank, which is brilliant, so you can really dress it up. So there's pros and cons there. A co-working space. This is a great go-to for shoots, and I've done this quite a few times. 9 times out of 10, they're going to be really pretty on the eye, and they've got that lifestyle work down to a T. And there's loads of great ones around at the minute, so they're really easy to pick up. And you've also got that feel of, working with people or working individually, so there's loads of options in a co-working space. And then there's the freebie, the outside. Not all branding shoots have to be inside. You can go outside and use the great open doors. Fields, trees, parks, walls, just plain walls. The options are endless outside, and the bonus is that it's free. Downside is it can be weather dependent, but, everything can be weather dependent. So outside is a really good option too. So there's 5 options of where you could shoot. So you could shoot in your home, you could shoot in a cafe, restaurants and hotels, you could hire an Airbnb, a studio, a co-working space, or outside. That was 7, not 5. So 7 potential spaces to work. So next time you are either thinking about a branding shoot, or your client asks you, where do you have a branding shoot? Offer these options if they work for you, and then create a great environment for a really amazing shoot. If you've got any questions, just drop me a message and I will get back to you. And you can follow for more tips and, I suppose, ideas to create your client experience better at natashacadmanblog.com. I've got loads more information there. Thank you for stopping by.